We should have just a couple extras here. This looks pretty good.
Not too shabby.
So, all right, Steve, we should be good to go.
Okay, thank you.
That has to support the upstairs. I understand that. Let's see.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fire Department Facilities Project Building Committee. It is March 18th, 2026. It is 6:30. And if we could please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
One nation under God,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I will do the roll call. Chris Minor.
Here.
Stanley Sobieski.
Here.
Donald Brown.
Here.
Cassidy McNamara.
Here.
And I see Chip Stan just joined us online. Chip Stan, you here? You're here. You're just probably still muted. Hold on your space bar, Chip, and you can speak. I don't want to work on yours. We see you, but you're still muted. No, you're still muted. There you go. Well, you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. We keep working on it, Chip. Maybe you'll get through with some boys. Nothing yet. Got to move on to public participation. We have nobody online. Jonathan, is there anybody in the audience?
Anybody want to make public comment? No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, thank you.
Wait a second, we've got some feedback here. That does somebody have like their they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Are you good now with the feedback?
Yeah, I think we are now. So yeah, but it doesn't appear there's anybody that in the audience that wants to make public comment.
Okay. Next is comments by committee members. Anybody have anything? Seeing none. Approval of minutes. We have one meeting, February 18th, 2026. I'd entertain a motion that we approve those minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you,
Second.
Stanley. And a second by Donald. Any questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
I'm sorry, who made the motion? I missed that. I made the
Stanley
motion.
made it,
Donald.
Donald seconded. We'll move on to old business. To review and update conceptual design options and cost estimates with Bob Roach from Fire Architecture. Bob, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've done some more
Bob, could you
work
just-
on.
Bob, pull that microphone a little closer to you. There
Thank
you go. Perfect.
We've done some more work developing the plans. We've also gotten back the report from the environmental scientist who went out to the site and did a phase 1 assessment on the site. They did not find any issues. They've researched all the data. The only thing they found was there was previously an underground storage tank on the site. It was removed, I believe, in 1993. They did not see any evidence of any issues, but they said at the time when we're doing any site clearing and site disturbance, they recommend that an environmental professional should be there to observe the soils in that area, and if they see anything that does not look up to par, they would recommend taking confirmatory soil samples. Because that's an unknown and it's unlikely that anything may be done there. We assume that everything was done correctly at the time of the tank removal. We have not included any monies in our estimate for any of that work. But the recommendation still stands, should we see anything at the time of site disturbance. We had going back and forth with the estimator. He had looked over all the plans. The site plan remains largely unchanged, just as you had seen it the last time, showing the parking around the site with the 12 spots. We've got the aprons in the front of the building for the fire trucks to pull out. We've got a picnic area in the back. We did exclude some of the plantings and additions for a picnic table from the estimate because we are trying to keep costs down, and I'll go through that when we get to the estimate. But the site is largely as you saw it the last time. We had made updates to the mechanical, electrical, plumbing concept plans and summaries. Those were revised, and there was a back and forth with the estimator that the engineers had. So those prices have been adjusted in the estimate, and also the floor plans. We have made some revisions since the last time, minor revisions which were requested from the last time we met, but things are largely as they were before. We're still showing 2 apparatus bays with the columns in the center there. We've got the breathing apparatus room, the gear wash right off the bays, dispatch right as you come in, large gear storage room, which would have a workbench and lockers in there, a large mechanical, which would house the generator, mechanical equipment, and the head end for electrical and IT, and a toilet room on the first floor. We have our elevator and a stair going up to the second floor. We did do an exploration of combining the male and female dorms as was discussed last time, but that was just adding to the cost because then we could not co-locate the toilets and shower rooms back to back. So that was driving up the plumbing costs. So we returned back to the configuration that you're seeing here. We did expand the kitchen as we talked about last time. We've added in a pantry off the kitchen and a storage area off the lieutenant's office. Lieutenant's office has gotten a little bit smaller. Captain's office next door, and the storage room up on the second floor there as well. We've also created the elevations of the building. Those are the tags you see around the 4 sides of the building. Starting at the rear or the north elevation of the building is fairly blank, except for we've got the windows into the male bunk room there. And then we do have clear story windows that go into the day room. So you'll be able to get that nice north light into the day room from that side. On the east elevation, the back of the house, so we have the door there that goes into the mechanical room, such that any service people can come right in from the outside. We would have a key fob there, so no one can just get in. That would be security access. We've got windows into the female bunk room there, and then on the left you see the top of the stair tower. We've got glass around the top there. Moving on to the Dix Avenue side of the building, the south elevation here. We originally had the whole building as masonry. That was driving up the cost. So what we're showing now On the second floor is a fiber cement panel, a hardy panel. So those are larger. They're 12-inch planks to kind of bring down the scale of the building a little bit. The windows themselves are just simple hollow metal windows, just very, very basic, no mullions, no shingles or anything are, I'm sorry, shutters or anything like that. We're trying to keep the cost down. We do have a window into the stairwell, and then you have your public entrance door into a vestibule, which goes right in towards the dispatch and operations room. And then coming around to the west elevation, so we have our 2 large garage doors. Those are 14-foot doors. And then over the top, we have windows into the male bunk room, and then a couple of windows into the day room. And then we have the shield insignia over that side as well, with some lights and bollards out there in front of the doors. You can see the other roof lines and entrance beyond. Following that, we just have a couple of renderings, perspectives of the building showing you what that may look like. Again, the split gable shingle roof. So we have opening there on the north side where we'd have windows into the day room. We will have that ceiling as a larger open space in that area. There's the doorway into the stairwell, which there's also an interior doorway, which would go right into the bays. So you could go out of the bays through the stairwell and directly to the outside. You see your main public entrance there off of Dick's, and we would have the parking right here in that side of the building. And then your stairwell with your cupola up at the top. And then just from the other perspective, from south looking northwest here, and that's just shows the man door on the side of the building into the maintenance area. So the estimator came back. We had another round with the estimator. We had gotten some original estimates, and the building originally came in. Share this here. The building originally came in at $6.3 million. These are construction costs only. We have not carried anything down below for soft costs, which would be any of your other fees for testing if you were to hire a clerk of the works, or design fees for designing the building. Overhead and profit are included for the contractors themselves, but any of the other associated costs, insurance, bonding, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, et cetera, have not been included at this time. But with some of the tweaks we made to the plans, we did make a few cutbacks, as I said, cutting back the masonry and going with a fiber cement siding. We were able to cut nearly $300,000 out of the cost. So the total cost right now for the building and site work is $6.067 million. And then we do have some alternates down below. We did pull out the cost for having a radiant slab in the bays. We have the generator inside the building as was requested, but if we did decide to pull that out and put it on a pad outside the building, that would be a deduct of $22,833. I also asked the estimator if we did not do the hardy plank siding on the second floor and went to an EFIS, which is an exterior insulated finishing system like you see at the top of Home Depot with the orange letters on, that stucco looking product. It's a cheaper, or it's a less expensive product. Nothing we would use at the ground level, but if you have it elevated above 10 feet, it's fine. That would be a deduct of another $66, roughly $300. And as I said, I did also ask them to take out some of the exterior planters, picnic tables, benches, things around the site. If we wanted to put all those back in, that would be an addition of $21,500 roughly. As I said, furniture, fixtures, and equipment are not included in the above costs. I'm not sure exactly what you'd be bringing with you, but if we wanted to estimate going forward, if you wanted to see what this would be with soft costs, adding in FF&E, design fees, contingency, or owner's contingency, which you would want to have with any building project, anywhere between 10 and 20%, depending on what we agreed upon. And then also a number for escalation. So if we project out when the building is going to be constructed, if you're going to go planning the project out, and we would escalate to the midpoint of construction. Right now, we're escalating at 4% a year is what our estimators are carrying at this point in time. If things are going in the world as they continue to go, any petroleum-based products are going to go a little bit higher. But if we were to have, say, a flat roof with a membrane and a rigid insulation, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But we would look at any additional increases in product costs that we saw as we were moving forward with a fuller project estimate.
So just kick off question. So
Sure.
if we're gonna order of magnitude soft costs of all of those things, what would you?
I would close to 20%, around 18,
Okay.
20%.
Okay.
I think would be a good number.
So it's gonna bring us up to approximately $7.5 million, right? Ballpark.
Ballpark, Steve, correct.
Okay.
And I did, these numbers, I mean, it's a simple building. I know these numbers seem high. This is the way pricing is right now. I did back check. I talked to another construction manager, another estimator, just to make sure that the estimator I was using for this project was in line, and the numbers were in line. And I think, Steve, you talked to some people as well.
I did, and same thing, they confirmed that they're in line. Unfortunately, there's no scale here, so there's no economy to that. We could actually build a bigger building less per square foot than this one, but there's so many things that we have that you just can't get cut out, and they got to get squeezed into a small building, which is driving the price.
Yeah, and it is a tight site to work on, at least on the north side, on the back side as well.
And again, the company that I talked to, they're looking at, which this is right there, roughly in school construction now coming in at around $1,000 a square foot, and this is just probably it's just under now if you took the VE that you did, but it's basically $1,000 a square foot.
I know, which seems.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sure.
So am I to understand that the cost here is if we were to start building tomorrow?
Yes, there's no escalation with these costs right now.
So. All right.
And Donald, those are costs just for construction. So there's
Right.
no architectural fees in there, no owner's contingency, the bonding that we would have to do, the insurance that we have to do. The cost that we're really looking at right now is $7.5 million all in for this building.
If we were to
That's
build
the
it
budget
today,
number we need to use. The construction piece of it is 6.3 as it stands now.
So I think, but to Donald's point, I think you're talking about a 4% overall cost escalation for buildings. So I think you would just apply a 4% if, to it for per year. So if we're talking 18 months out from when we, so 6%, let's say higher.
Right.
Yeah. So we're more in the $8 million range.
so wouldn't that be the number we would need to have on the referendum, not the today number?
Yes,
Yeah.
but those are the things I want to work with you on to say, okay, what do we agree upon for owner contingency, design fees? What do we think for FF&E? How much are you going to bring over for fixtures and equipment? How many things would you want to buy new and include in this budget? So, but this is the starting point, and now we can do the whole project cost together.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other?
What would the cost difference be from asphalt to like a metal? Just obviously with the cost of asphalt and stuff, it's gonna last a little bit longer.
I think a metal roof might be a little bit of a premium because we're probably just using 30-year shingles on this right now. I can verify that, but I can see what that would be.
I mean, just a thought, just,
Mhm.
it might, depending on the cost of it.
Sure. Anything else you'd like to get numbers on or you'd like to be considered, we can look into that as well.
So, since you said that out loud. I know it would have an impact on the cost of the building. Is there a way to get rid of those 3 columns in the bay? I know it changes the whole steel situation. I get that.
Right. It's gonna
So
change your
put the
your
second-
structures.
Yep.
Floor is gonna get bigger, which means your building's gonna get taller, which means more square footage.
I understand that.
Yep.
I just,
Donald, what's the rationale for combining
Well,
all of this?
I see the 3 columns between the apparatus bays as a potential safety hazard
Oh,
in the
okay.
bays. And I'd really like to avoid that if possible.
These are right here.
There you go.
Mhm.
What would be the safety concern? I'm just curious, like
Well,
people
you've got
walking into them, backing up into them, like I'm not trying to be a jerk. or-
all of the above, really. I mean, you've got firefighters responding to calls and, trying to get on the apparatus, and now they're literally dodging columns in the bay.
Well, how far are the columns to where the trucks would be and how big are the columns? Are they like 5 feet by 5 feet and there's only a foot between?
No, these are 8-inch columns.
Okay,
And there's at least 3 feet between them and the trucks as it's shown right now.
There are also times when you get back from a call and the hose has to be stretched out and laid out and cleaned
Mhm.
on the bay floor because it's winter time and you can't do that outside. And, again, I see the columns as being problematic.
Mhm.
We can look at those costs of what that would be.
Is the footprint or like the outside, it's all asphalt?
Yeah, except for there's a concrete apron for the trucks themselves.
Okay, yeah,
Everything
that's
else is
what I just wanna
asphalt.
make sure. So there's no variation on that. And is this, as far as the schedule, I think, I don't know if you're referencing this, but is it said 18-month schedule?
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here. So if we were go to referendum in November, and it passes, you would be in a situation where you'd be ready to go out to bid, in the spring for the 2027 construction season. So, yeah, so we'd probably start building in the summer and be finished in 6 months, something like that.
This would be a little longer because we have demolition of the existing
Yeah.
building. We have our site work, probably closer to 12 months.
Okay, so we basically, so basically Cassie, we'd be talking about completing it in about 20 months
What
from
about
the data
demo
or,
cost?
excuse me, sorry.
That's built into.
Oh, I
Yeah, the
see.
demolition costs are actually
Right.
relatively inexpensive, believe it or not. We're
Yeah, I
like
see.
$350,000, I believe it was, Bob. Somewhere in that neighborhood,
389.
Yeah,
389.
I'm just curious what the chief thinks about the placement of the generator inside or outside.
Well, again, that was one of the things I brought up before. I'd like to see it outside, as I'm looking at the cost.
Chief, could you come up to the table and speak into the mic?
It's a deduct.
it's a deduct,
It would be 22,000 less.
cheaper.
So, yeah, I'd like to see the generator outside, just for noise, number one. Number two, you have all the exhaust and stuff that's inside. Yeah, we have some inside now, but it would be much better outside. And I thought that's what originally we had talked about, putting in like a building of some sort or an enclosure.
We can do that. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
showing it inside originally and then showing the deduct of what it would be to put it back outside.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather see it outside.
And it gives you more valuable space inside that you could use.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Overall, the preliminary design of the building, chief, you're satisfied with?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with what he has, what's proposed right now. I kind of question the columns myself. I mean, let's see what the cost is to remove them. Obviously, if it's a large number, you know, we could probably work around it, but let's just see what the cost is first.
Yeah, we could do that for you. That's not a problem. We have time.
One last thing, when we're looking at the landscape part of this, is there a possibility this front corner, it says landscape, this one right here? Is there a possibility just to eliminate that? That seems like a plowing nightmare.
Sure.
It looks like it's just gonna be a spot that's just gonna collect a lot of junk. So if we can just eliminate that and just make that asphalt, I
Yeah.
think for plowing purposes and everything else, I think it would be much, much better.
Probably just stripe it off with some
Yeah.
horizontal stripes just to define the parking and so no one else will park there.
Yeah, I just think that's gonna be more of a hazard than it's worth.
And keep the little bed where the flagpole is, so the flagpole has protection. That's okay?
Yeah, that would be nice, that little area there. But like I
Okay.
said, just for plowing purposes, I think you're gonna try to have like a S turn there, trying to plow stuff, and it's not gonna be very easy for them.
No, you're right. Plus they're gonna stockpile snow in there, so it's gonna cause a sightline issue.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's an easy fix.
Other than that, I'm very happy with the way it came out. It looks great.
Okay, thank you, chief. Anybody else from the committee? Any questions or comments?
For the slab on grade, is there any, well, it'll be an additional cost for like sealed concrete or epoxy flooring, polished concrete, is anything like that included in it?
Yeah, we just have regular sealed concrete in the bays itself. And we do have epoxy flooring in there.
Okay.
Nope, we have epoxy flooring included.
Is it Bob, is it the textured? Because I think that didn't the fire department just take that out of company one? Wasn't that in there, the textured surface, and they went with just an epoxy surface in the end? Thought they just
No.
completed that.
No, we just
No?
went with an epoxy floor with a non-slip finish to it. We actually took out like plastic tiles, if you want to, rubberized tiles, I should say, not plastic,
that's what was there.
rubberized
Okay.
tiles.
Okay,
Yep, so we just put in epoxy with a non-slip finish.
okay. And you're fine with that
Yes.
for this new building? Okay. All right, chief.
Yep.
Thank you. Anybody else?
So this whole amount would be the price that goes out on referendum, correct?
Yeah, with some mathematical tweaks for, escalation and soft costs and things like that.
Okay, now what if we get grant money? How does,
Well, so I think the way that the referendum is the wording is are you in favor of issuing the town incurring up to, whatever that magic number is, 7 point whatever in debt for the construction of the
okay,
fire
because
station?
I know that, I believe you guys sent a letter to Congressman Larson about this firehouse, trying to find some money, saying how it's vital to that area and supporting New Britain.
Yeah, through the town manager's office. Actually, he's been working with our grant writer to work on that part.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Hail Mary a little bit. to be
Right
honest,
now,
but-
how many calls do they cover in New Britain?
They don't cover anything in New Britain.
Oh,
There's absolutely we don't go to New Britain right now. That's not to say that won't change in the future.
okay.
I think the difficult part that you have between New Britain and Newington right now, they're paid, we're volunteer. Sometimes you have that conflict where they'll only call in union brothers and sisters
Mhm.
versus volunteers. Some departments, not all departments. So, and I think it's more of a union thing than anything.
But there would be mutual, I mean,
There's
mutual aid
mutual aid
exists,
agreements
yeah,
across.
yeah.
Right.
Across the whole,
Mhm.
the whole.
Okay,
state.
no, I just thought the letter said something about it's vital to New Britain, and if we aren't responding to New Britain.
I don't,
I was just trying to make the point is that it's on a municipal border, anytime you're trying to apply for a grant, anytime you can show that, it's a strategic asset for other communities too. It just adds a point to the thing. That was all it was.
I will say we do provide confined space for Central Connecticut State University.
Okay.
The department is 100%. We train over there. We provide the confined space because New Britain can't do that. So we actually do that as part of our mutual aid agreements.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions of either the chief or Bob?
I think the plan is great. I'm very impressed with it. I think you've done a great job as far as going. I think you're gonna have to make some more tweaks down the line, but it's good to me.
Thank you.
So Bob, do you need more feedback from us about the soft cost stuff?
Yeah, I can work with whomever, and, just, get the right numbers in there, make sure we understand the proposed schedule, make sure we have the right escalation.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna make that suggestion that, Bob, Jonathan, it's okay with you that you work with Bob to kind of get some preliminary numbers that bring back to us for our next meeting. I'm welcome to sit in on that meeting if you'd like. If you don't need me, that's fine. But at least get some rough numbers, and then, the committee could toss it around and see if that's what they want to go with. And hopefully by that point, Bob will have the numbers that for the changes that we've requested, or possible changes requested. And the biggest one so far is really just removal of those columns, that probably the most significant dollar wise.
Correct.
But if for our next meeting, we have to cancel our next meeting, which would have been March 26th, because there's just no space there. Actually, I believe that the Register of Voters has got something going on, if I'm correct, Jonathan, right?
That's right, yep.
Yeah. So we will meet on April
Do you have something
15th.
going on the 26th?
No, it's not not the register, the Board of Assessment Appeals, sorry.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Board of
yeah.
Assessors, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Teresa. So our next meeting will be April 15th, and that gives everybody enough time, I believe, to work this all out. Bob, you good with that?
Yeah, yes, I'll work with Jonathan. I won't be around on the 15th, but it will get everything done, and he'll have the numbers.
Okay. Okay. If there isn't any more questions, we're going to move on. Which is new business. We have none. Public participation. Again, I don't believe there is nobody on Zoom. Jonathan, anybody in the audience, or anybody in the audience in person that
Like it.
would like to come up and speak to us?
Doesn't appear so, Steve.
Okay, thank you. Back to comments by committee members. Anybody?
I have two comments.
Sure,
One,
go ahead.
I'd like to start by saying, I think this is a good floor plan. I think it works. So thank you for the work that you did on that. In terms of the exterior finish, personally, I think from an aesthetic perspective, the plan that you currently have would be better than going with the stucco-ish. I think it would help, for lack of a better phrase, blend into the neighborhood a little better.
It's definitely more contextual.
I agree with you, Donald. I think the look is, actually, I like it better than the block going up. It kind of warms the building up a little bit. Going to make it look like it fits the neighborhood versus a big block
Exactly.
building stuck in the center of the building. So I think it was a good move that Bob came up with to go to that hardy board. Anything else, Donald?
Nope.
Anyone else? Okay, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
We are.